kind of violence depends on each person. I mean, it can be subjective. It depends on the content and the context in which the person developed and its culture. During this first period, with the project Beyond Violence, we develop our own definition of violence. That's why we can say that violence is the use of force or power against someone else. Violence can be perceived in two ways: in psychological violence and physical violence. Physical violence is divided into two parts, where the one that is that there is someone else making force against someone else and against the victim, having as a result injuries or death. But also there is another way of psychological violence, which is in which the perpetrator and the victim are the same person, which is called self-direct violence. And psychological violence is when it can be when it is physical, and it can be when someone else is telling to someone else words that can offend him, affecting the person's dignity.
After doing the project and the expository text, it was amazing in how our things in Colombia and how people don't think before acting, and they don't measure the consequences of their acts, and they think that because they have money they can control everything.
Well, in my own experience making this project and the expository text, when I started to search about the crimes of Colombia, I got a lot of feelings. I got a lot of different feelings, like a mixture of them. It was really shocking to me to see the big amount of crimes in our country and the lack of justice in Colombia, that there is no one is making justice about all the crimes that happen. After this work, we got a different perspective about Colombia. We realized that we live in a bubble, and that we don't face the reality that many Colombian people live in their daily life. Also, we see that there are two Colombias, or two sides of Colombia. The ones who think that by the money and the power they can control everything, and that they can modify the justice in our country, and that there is another side that really want to make a change. They think that the society really need a change, and they defend having real justice in Colombia, because many of us deserve to live a life with dignity. Also, that we that are the young generation, we need to make a change, and we need to open our eyes and see what is happening.
Finally, we really like this experience because it makes to realize how are things in our society. We think that it's necessary to teach young generation what violence is in order to avoid it. Also, it's necessary to make a change in our society, to start thinking different and look forward to solving those little details that happen in our daily life, that help to build or develop some moral issues like telling lies, getting lying, and many other things. Because both of us can stand watching how people like us that are part of the small amount that receive good education and promoters or help to develop violence in our society, social in their family.